I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready, Lord, ready to put on my long white robe. After I am laid in the earth, and before my bones get drunk off the dry of the dirt, before my skin grows pale and pallid and my body grows cold, before my gravestone erodes like a tongue forgetting its language and my blood finishes watering the ground, tell them about me. Tell them that I love mangoes, but I hated grapefruit. Tell them I love good coffee and bad coffee and just coffee. And when you tell them about my love for coffee, tiptoe around the word addiction like a minefield. Tell them I had this dope Yu-Gi-Oh card collection and that technically mama didn't want me collecting them, so they were hidden under my bed next to forgotten boogeymen and dirty socks, just another black boy hiding things he has no business collecting. Tell them I sang gospel like Jesus was Lord, sang opera like Mozart was president, sang spirituals like being dark-skinned was safe, sang soul music like Jill Scott was bae and always was bae and always will be bae. And tell him I sang duets with Fetty Wap loudly on the subway. You can even tell Fetty Wap he would never see it coming. Tell them that I made bad jokes and laughed like God himself was giggling. Tell them I knew what God's laugh sounded like, what God's voice sounded like. Tell them God's voice sounded like Nana's callaloo and Mama's oxtail and Papa's rice and peas and Auntie's curry goat. And tell him say that my God, him speak Jamaican patois and him speak it raw, but he also tied his speech in a bow tie or got his words real gully whenever it was appropriate. Tell him God and I spoke often, that he said I was fearfully and wonderfully made, that he don't like ugly, but he don't make ugly. Thus, ain't nothing about this body, this skin, this black, this melanin, these hands, these feet that he would call ugly. Tell them he called me beautiful. Tell them I started calling myself beautiful and I began to love myself. Tell them I loved myself. Tell them I loved others. Tell them I loved like Jesus wrote 1 Corinthians 13 because he was inspired by me. Tell them he invented salvation just to meet me. Tell them I loved hard. Tell them I loved so hard a hug from me was like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it was this kind of love that always made it hard to let go. Tell them that I loved Legos, but I hated stepping on them. I used to tiptoe around them like a minefield, and I was a big kid who loved playing games like Scrabble or Monopoly or Life. Tell them that I love life, that I love living, like living was a gift. Like living is a birthright, like dying prematurely is unnatural, like attracting bullets to black bodies is unnatural, like melanin be magnet, like this body be hiding place for 9mm, just another black boy hiding things he has no business collecting. Tell him I was black, tell him I was proud, tell him I was hella black and hella proud, tell him I was a gospel song, a Negro spiritual, a Baptist hymn, coconut oil, shea butter, cocoa butter, Kenta oil, a black fist, Afro pick in the hands of a black fist, raised in the air, but most importantly, before they sully my name with stories that do not belong to me, before they drag my legacy through the dirt, before they put my shadow on trial long after I am gone. My name is Christopher Sean Michael Lilley, and you be sure to tell them who I am. Thank you.